a thing here actually, but I didn't get a minute to do it. I was going to get a can of Murphy's and have Guinness and get you to do a taste, but we might do that the next time.
Yeah, sure will.
I think it's you talk about having a goal, right? I think I've found as well, having played sport and stuff, when you finish, you don't have a purpose to do things.
Yeah,
right? And having a purpose gives you a sense of discipline and a sense of desire to kind of go, well, I've made a social contract with myself that I'm going to give it everything. So I'm only fucking blaming myself. I've only myself to blame if I don't do it. So can I look in my mirror and go, okay, you've given it everything, or do I look in the mirror going, you could have done better?
Yeah.
And you always want the
former.
That.
I like that word, social contract.
Yeah, so you can take that.
Yeah.
It'll
pop up in the video.
Yeah, we'll see where that pops up. Keep in tune. But when you have a purpose and when you agree to do something, I think that's a great message to tell people who are finding things a little bit tricky now.
Yeah.
Because it's very easy to get into the darkness and to worry about what you don't have instead of actually focusing on what you do have.
100%. And when you commit to doing, when you agree to do something in your own head, when you sign the social contract, you have to stick to it. Don't go into it half-heartedly. Go in with a heart and half and keep going at it. And you will get knocks. It's not going to flow easy. If it was, well, then there wouldn't be much point doing it, and everyone would be doing it. But sometimes you have to push the boundaries to test yourself, to make yourself better. To make yourself better, you have to push your boundaries.
Yeah.
You're not going to improve. It's the same with running. It's the same with playing snooker. It's the same with playing GAA football. If you're it's like bad teams playing bad teams. You're not going to improve yourself. But if you keep playing the same,
it's even with entertainment, right?
Yeah,
you have to push the boundaries.
You have to push the boundaries,
and then because I find that it's when things are really, really tricky, that's when you really find out who you are, and where you're at, So my kind of big learning from listening to you is that you've had a couple of tricky moments. Maybe the first time was in terms of the health side of things, you kind of took for granted. You're a young fella, Albie Grant, right?
Yeah.
But the second and third time were a bit complete eye openers.
Yeah.
And now you have beautiful kids as well, as I said earlier on. What kind of message do you want to leave to them, or what's your kind of message to them? Because I'm sure they don't want you going anywhere, right? So
100%.
What would you say to them?
What I want them to do is always try their best. No matter what they do in life, try your best. You don't have to be the best at everything, but you can be the best version of yourself. And I'd love them to hold a moral standard as well. I always never look down on anyone unless you're helping them up. Simple as that. It's simple things like that just mean so much in life. And walk through life with your head held high. I mean, you're no better or no worse than any other human being in this planet. It's as simple as that. And prince or pauper, we're all have value, and know your worth as well. Know your worth in life. That's something that I learned through time, was to know my worth. I always undersold myself, and that's a Mayo thing as well, and that sort of might explain what I was explaining at the start of the podcast. Never know your worth. Don't undersell yourself, but also don't be delusional either.
And that's having a balance of reality.
Yeah, 100%.